Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's a good day. Happy Friday to y'all. I hope you're having a good Friday. I'm having a good Friday. We're supposed to have more layoffs. Elon Musk came out and said that we're gonna need a national income, so pay people not to work, but it'll be fine because the robots will be making so much stuff for us. We'll have a surplus, and things will be so cheap. But it's like, where's the taxes are gonna come? What are how are we gonna generate income? How are we gonna generate taxes to pay a national income? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the math doesn't work with AI. AI means humans don't have jobs. Humans don't have jobs. They can't buy things. They can't buy things. AI can't make things more things to sell. That cycle is just not gonna. Um, that supply and demand just not going away, or that supply and demand problem will not go away. I don't know. Maybe for for like the Uber rich who have billions of dollars is like, yeah, I can just live off my billions of dollars. Fuck you, peasants. They could probably there's a fucking movie called Elysium, and like all the Uber rich have moved to the moon, and they like AI and robots run and everything take care of themselves, and the rest of us peasants are fighting for our lives in on Earth because resources are scarce. But all right, let's see what happened in my hometown, Phoenix. Um, I'm pretty sure they held a rally in Phoenix specifically because they knew they could get seats, but I'm hoping to see empty seats. TPUSA held the event. It's supposed to be like $500,000 for a photo with Trump, and the money goes to TPUSA in a shady fucking deal. They're saying it might be an illegal donation. I don't know too much into that, but also, so TPUSA had an event in Georgia, and JD Vance, the vice president, and Erica Kirk were like the headliners, and they barely sold like 20% of the stadium. So much so that Erica Kirk said she made an excuse about her there was a security threat, so she had to cancel her appearance. And even though the vice president of the United States still went on stage, so if the Secret Service wasn't worried about the vice president being attacked, why did you think you were safe? Or was it more because you were embarrassed because you only could sell out 20% of the stadium? It was a free too, free. And in Georgia, Georgia is purple. Okay, Georgia's purple. All right. Honestly, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene's gonna fucking flip to be a Democrat just to piss people off. But yeah, let's see how this speech went. I read a little bit about it, but yeah,
Point
let's see.
USA event, he just started lying about a fake deal with Iran and saying, "We have now secured the Strait of Hormuz. It is ours." He says that the United States and Iran will be excavating nuclear sites together in order to get nuclear dust. Iran denies all of this. Also, during the speech, Donald Trump started like kissing Erica Kirk. It looked like on the ear. It looked like he was almost like licking her ear. It was actually very disgusting. He came out to these weird pyrotechnics. Then he started saying, "We have a healthcare plan coming," which he's always been saying since his first term. Just you wait 2 weeks. And then he goes and says, "Well, actually, our deal with Iran has nothing to do with Lebanon, but we're going to make Lebanon great again." quite literally every word out of his mouth in the speech was utterly deranged. Oh, and then he said, guess what, everybody? We will release the files on UFOs. We know you love those UFO files. No, you're still continuing to cover up a child sex trafficking ring with the Epstein files. Folks, this was an absolute disaster. So let me show you what went down. By the way, here's that weird photo again of Donald Trump like kissing Erica Kirk's ear. Here Donald Trump comes out to the pyrotechnics. I'm just going to show you a few seconds of it, but this lasts for like 2 minutes. Here, play this clip. And then Donald Trump lies and says that Iran has just announced that the Strait of Hormuz is fully open and ready for business. Let's play this clip.
This will be a great and brilliant day for the world because Iran has just announced that the Strait of Hormuz is fully open and ready for business.
Iran did not announce that. Iran said that the Strait of Hormuz will be open under its control and the control of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps using a coordinated and predetermined route that Iran controls. They will be charging a toll, and they assert full control and sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz now. So while Donald Trump was talking about very serious issues where he was lying, he then says that he really likes Danica Patrick. He loves her hair. He loves to look at her.
And it's kind of expected for him to lie like this, and I think the point is to desensitize us to his lies. So it's like, oh yeah, of course he would say that and stuff. But these are real life consequences that we're dealing with. Some oil tankers tried to go through the strait, and they were turned around by threats from Iran that they were gonna, shoot missiles at them. Part of the reason Iran hasn't made a deal is because of Israel bombing South Lebanon, and now announcing that they're going to be they're not removing their troops from South Lebanon. They've created a belt on South Lebanon, and they're keeping their troops in those towns, and they're not giving the territory back, and they're not allowing the people that evacuated South Lebanon to return to their homes in South Lebanon. They're actually fucking leveling, like completely leveling. I would say, 4, 5, maybe even 6 football fields of. Let's just pull it up. Breaking civil defense in Lebanon has told Al Jazeera that one person was killed when an Israeli drone targeted a motorcycle in Bat Yuhan despite the ceasefire. Huge areas of land that they're fucking just blowing up. This was one of the first strikes. You're gonna tell me that whole building was filled with Hezbollah? Look at this. A school? Gone. Look at this. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks in a village just completely destroyed. You're gonna tell me this is self-defense? You're gonna tell me that all of this area right here was controlled by Hezbollah? You're fucking stupid. And everybody who fucking supports this is fucking stupid. Like, fucking hell. How can we accept this to happen? Like, I'm not rooting for Iran, but I am rooting for ending this shit happening. Like, they have come out and announced that, hey, we're gonna turn South Lebanon into Gaza. Like, they are cheering this shit on. in Israel. Oh my god. And he's just like playing games, playing Twitter battle, putting out fake Twitter posts, like manipulating the market, and these people's lives are being fucking blown to pieces with bombs we've sold them. Like, Jesus Christ.
Her hair, folks, this was utterly deranged. Here, play this clip.
I love Danica. I love her hair. I always liked her hair. I like the little widow's peak. You know what a widow's peak? Danica, where are you, Danica? So great. Thank you, darling. What a job you've done.
And then he goes on to say that American soldiers will be working alongside Iranian soldiers, and together we will collectively be excavating Iranian nuclear sites, and we will be digging up the nuclear dust. Folks, this is entirely false. Like, this is not a thing that is happening. It's not a thing that, frankly, could even be conceived of happening. But he just goes up there, just lies about it all. Here, play this clip.
And somebody said, how are we going to get the nuclear dust? We're going to get it by going in with Iran, with lots of excavators, because the B-2s, remember when fake news CNN said, well, maybe obliteration is too strong a word. Obliteration. That's so deep. We need the biggest excavators you can imagine, but we're going to go in together with Iran. We're going to get it. We're going to take it back home to the USA.
Then he goes and lies and says also the United States and Iran, we're working together to get rid of all of those sea mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Not happening. None of this is happening. Entirely false. Play this clip.
This process should go very quickly, in that most of the points are already negotiated and agreed to. You'll be very happy. The USA will get all nuclear dust. You know what the nuclear dust is? That was that white powdery substance created by our B-2 bombers, those great B-2 bombers, late one evening, 7 months ago. No money will exchange hands in any way, shape, or form. Iran will be, and you know how we're going to get the dust, right? Iran, we were going to take it anyway, but taking it that way is slightly more dangerous, but we were going to get it anyway. But Iran, with the help of the USA, has removed or is removing all of the sea mines. And most importantly, it never agreed, and you'll understand, they will never have a nuclear weapon.
I'll just show you what Iran's lead negotiator posted moments ago. This is MB Ghalibaf. He's Iran's parliament leader. Here's what he writes. The president of the United States made 7 claims in 1 hour, all 7 of which were false. They did not win the war with these lies, and they will certainly not get anywhere in the negotiations either. With the continuation of the blockade, the Strait of Hormuz will remain under the control of Iran. Passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be conducted based on the designated route and with Iranian authorization. Whether the strait is open or closed and the regulations governing it will be determined by the field, not by social media. Media warfare and engineering public opinion are an important part of war, and the Iranian nation is not affected by these tricks. Read the real and accurate news of the negotiations in the recent interview of the foreign ministry spokesperson. Again, just everything that Donald Trump's saying is false. But then Donald Trump brags and says, I ended 8 wars. But if we add Iran and Lebanon, that will be 10 wars that I ended. Here, play this clip.
This has been by far the most successful first year of any administration in the history of our country, acknowledged by everybody. To begin with, I ended 8 wars, and it may be a little early to say this, but if we add Iran and Lebanon, that will be 10 wars ended. And
of course, he added 2. He added 2. He's like, I'm gonna end a war in Iran that me and Israel started, and then I'm gonna end a war in Lebanon that Israel started. Not even a war, bro. It's not even a war in Lebanon. It's a fucking massacre. It's a fucking attempted genocide. Like, maybe we should make that the term, attempted genocide. Maybe that should be it, because they are making it uninhabitable for people in Lebanon to live there. They're expanding their territory. It's an invasion of Lebanon. It literally is. And he wants credit for something that's not happening. Like, fuck, bro.
Many, many millions of lives saved. Think of how many lives we've saved.
And then he says, I think I'm doing the best job of any president in history. I deserve to be thanked wherever I go. Here's what he says. He goes, but you know, the midterms are very tough, and usually the president who's in power loses the House and the Senate. So that may happen, but I deserve thank yous from everyone. Here, play this clip.
When a president wins, Republican or Democrat, for some reason they lose the midterms often, most of the time. Doesn't make sense. Even if you have a president who's doing a good job, and I think I'm doing the best job of anybody, really, I do. But when you add it all up, nobody's done what we've done. But
then he goes on to say that, remember, I'm a peacemaker and that I settled 8 wars and I saved the lives of 30 to 50 million people. As this account says, anyone else this constantly delusionally insane would be forcibly institutionalized with cause forthwith. Here, play this clip.
situation, they wanted to do it, but they said, oh, let's not get involved. Sometimes you have to get involved. You have no choice but to get involved. If you're going to remain great, sometimes you have to get involved. Remember, I'm the peacemaker. I'm the one that settled 8 wars. I settled a war that would have killed 30 to 50 million people. India, Pakistan.
Then Donald
What? What is he talking about? They shot down like 4 or 5 planes and then they hit a couple. What? That war was like not anywhere close to being like that. But he's gonna. And Pakistan even says that he wasn't involved with that. Like, what is this? Like, why would you. Why is it just acceptable for him to lie with impunity? I hope we get so sick of his fucking lies, we pass some sort of laws. Like, you cannot lie in your official capacity like this to us, to the United States citizens. Like, we literally are the reason you have all this power, and you want to lie to us? It's like, bro, fuck that. Like, I want to go on Jubilee and my first claim, Donald Trump is a liar and you can't trust him. It's like, what the fuck are you gonna tell me? That, oh, yo, it's okay for him to lie, or what? It's just art of the deal. It's like, why should a politician be allowed to lie to the citizens? Like, why? The only time I could think of it is national security threat, but even then, I'm just like, why?
Trump says, but don't y'all want some UFO files? I got some UFO files for you. Get your UFO files here. Here, play this clip.
To begin releasing government files relating to UFOs and unexplained aerial phenomena. And I figured this was a good crowd because I know you people, you're really into that. I don't know if I am, but so I'm pleased to report today. I thought I'd save it for this crowd because you're a little bit out there, you know, a little bit. That this process is well underway, and we found many very interesting documents, I must say. And the first releases will begin very, very soon, so you can go out and see if that phenomena is correct.
And then Trump's like, why isn't anybody thanking us? Nobody thanks us. They're so stupid. We need to be thanked. Here, play this clip.
Nobody thanks us. They don't say, oh, thank you so much. They don't thank us. They think we're stupid. That's
'Cause you fucking are! Are you serial right now? Oh my Jesus. You're trying to claim credit for something that it hasn't happened. Something that you fucking instigated. And something that is affecting the entire fucking world. Like, it's one thing to fuck up the United States. Like, something he's fucking up the United States. They're trying to, or I think they did open up mining rights to a mining company in Chile. Not even a U.S. company. A mining company from fucking Chile is going to be mining, drilling in our rivers in Minnesota.
That's really what it is.
And then he said, now that we're done with Iran, it's time for Cuba's turn. A new dawn for Cuba. So that's where we're going to go next. A little excursion to Cuba. Trump's threatening to invade Cuba after his unlawful invasion of Iran resulted in the United States brutally losing that war. I mean, let's be very clear what has happened. Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz right now. Let's look at what's actually happening versus Donald Trump's deranged lies to manipulate the market. Let's play this clip.
And very soon, this great strength will also bring about a day, 70 years in waiting. It's called A New Dawn for Cuba. We're going to help them out with Cuba. We have a lot of great Cuban Americans. Not too many people in this audience, I don't think, but you go to Miami, we have people, Cuban Americans, people that were brutally treated, whose families were killed and brutalized. And now, watch what happens.
Then he goes back to say, all right, everybody, you want some health care? I've got a great health care plan that we're about to pass, because he lies about everything. I just want you to think about the healthcare lie, right? Back in his first term, remember he said healthcare plan 2 weeks away, never delivered. Then remember he did that interview with Leslie Stahl of 60 Minutes, and he said he had the healthcare plan, but it was actually a binder filled with blank pieces of paper, but like a really big binder. Now apply that same fraud, which he's done his entire life, to this war in Iran, right? Basically, he's saying, we've got a plan, we've got a deal, don't you worry. And the same way, millions of people have probably died as a result of Donald Trump promising healthcare plans and not delivering it and ripping away healthcare from people. Just think about what's really happening in Iran. What's really happening in the Middle East is that the United States has abandoned its security umbrella. We've never been weaker. Iran controls it. And sure, I mean, you want to lie and manipulate the markets here, and that makes you feel good, and state regime media, which calls itself Fox, will write about it. But it's not what's actually happening on the ground, where Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz. Like, we have to exist in a reality. They have their ballistic missiles, they have their uranium, they have all of their capabilities, and if anything, the Islamic Republic is run by people who are less compromising than before. But here's what he talks about with his healthcare plan. That's never going to happen. Play this clip.
We will pass the Great Healthcare Plan. We call it the Great Healthcare Plan, to stop all payments to big insurance companies and give the money. What we want to do is this. We want the insurance companies to be cut out. We want our government not to pay trillions of dollars to insurance companies, to pay that same amount of money directly to the people, directly, and you go out and buy your own health care.
All right, then Erica Kirk starts whining and saying, people are so mean to me on social media and they just want clicks. Weird moment right here. Let's play it.
You have people out there who are actively trying to tear this country apart. They love to start fights, dividing us all against each other, spreading negativity, all to get clicks and influence the algorithm to maximize profits.
Yo, that's literally what you were doing. That's literally your business model. That's literally how Charlie Kirk got famous. Like, and now y'all are in some sketchy shit, bro. Like, y'all are straight up sketch balls. They were trying to do a TPUSA event in Phoenix at a high school, because they're not getting any play at colleges anymore, but at a high school. And during school hours, during the lunch period, and the school was the teachers shut it down. I mean, not the teachers, the parents surprisingly shut it down. And like, the area that it's in is a super rich area. No, thank you, appreciate it. Bye. The area is very rich, so I would think there would be some Trump supporting families there, but no, no, they canceled it, so it's an off school off-site and not during school hours event. Bro, she's taking L's left and right. And then, like, you're out here doing all this shit. You're saying, oh, her and fucking Katie Miller out here. Oh, uh, uh, podcast, working for Tesla, fucking going on Fox News, saying that everybody should, all the women should get married and have babies and not be career women when you both are career fucking women. It's like, shut your hypocritical asses up, yo. Like, they can complain about people doing exactly what you do to people.
Meanwhile, building is hard.
Trump then brags and says that we have banned all refugee settlement in the United States except for white people from South Africa, because he says the real genocide that's going on, he said, not Gaza, not Lebanon.
No, he didn't. That's fucking disgusting. That's fucking so disgusting. And that's how you know he's fucking really racist. Like, oh man. God damn it. Nobody's getting bombed in South Africa. The snipers are not shooting kids in the head and in the chest. There's not fucking 3,000 or something amputees in South Africa. Whole villages aren't being leveled in South Africa. There is not a occupying force in South Africa that has forced South Africans to evacuate their homes and told them they can't return. And now there's military personnel, they're calling it a security belt in South Lebanon. That is not happening in South Africa. Any brags that we're allowing refugees from? Cato Institute says legal immigration is down 50%. Because it was never about the criminals, illegals. It's not about doing it the right way. They just don't want immigrants here. They don't like immigrants. They don't like people with brown skin. They don't like people with black skin. They don't like Asian people.
Not in the middle. He goes, the real white people in South Africa, he says, and that's why we're here to save the white people. Then he goes on and says, but black people love me, but I'm saving the white people. I'm making up a fake genocide in South Africa, but black people still love me. Listen to what he says. Deranged stuff. Play this clip.
We suspended all refugee resettlement except for persecuted South Africans. They're being persecuted.
I hope somebody hammers the fuck out of this. Like, they should do a tag team. Reporters need a tag team. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm going to follow up on her question. Like, how can you say South Africans are being persecuted when we have, I think the toll is almost 3,000 dead in Lebanon. And then in Gaza, there's like a... fuck me. $72,000 to 75,000, and that's probably the Israeli stats. 75,000 people dead in Gaza, but we're gonna let in South Africans? This is fucking gross.
In South Africa, there's a very horrible thing going on in South Africa. It's a genocide. It's a horrible thing. And we made it possible for these people to come into our country. They kill people if they're white, if you're a white person. And I'll tell you what, I did great with the black vote, the African American vote, and they understand this better than anybody. South Africa they kill white farmers.
And then he said, look, at the end of the day, all the Democrats continued to clap for me at the end of the State of the Union. I'll show you this.
Didn't I said, these people are crazy. They're crazy. And you know, I don't know if you noticed, the word was passed to them from people that were watching, I guess, on television, maybe standing backstage. They said, this guy is killing you. Start clapping. And the last half hour, they were clapping for everything I said. They were clapping for everything, things they shouldn't have been clapping for, because they heard they were getting killed. Just remember that night. That night was a very telling night.
And he says global warming is not a real thing. Obviously, we know that climate change and global warming is real. But here's Donald Trump saying global warming is a fraud and it's a fake thing. And that's why he's destroying green energy and ways that China is now dominating economically and doing the right thing in the world by expanding their green energy. This is what our vile piece of trash in the Oval Office is saying. Play this clip.
It on the Green News scam, one of the greatest scams in history. Remember? Climate change, global warming, all of this. They actually had global warming. Remember that wasn't working because we were actually cooling as a planet. Then they had another one and another one and another one, and they were wrong. And then they just said,
not fucking true. Yes, we had like 1 year of cooling, but that was after we put in some things to green energy projects, and we set limits on pollution. Fucking China started going towards clean energy. Like China's about to build a UV plant. Let's see. China sun plant. No, Chinese sun power plant. Yeah. They have an artificial sun. No. This is one I'm talking about. Yeah, this one right here.
These 12,000 mirrors in Dunhang, China.
I feel like we can use this in the desert. They could build one of these in the fucking desert. Like, but yeah, they and like their cities went from having. Their cities went from being hazy and them having to wear masks, like to prevent them from inhaling the smog, to being able to see their clear skies again. Like, how is that not evidence enough? Why do we want to do these things to the earth? Why do we want to make things worse? Why do we want to? They've removed oil drilling. They removed protections of animals along the coast, so you don't have to worry about killing endangered species when you're fucking building something. Like, they want to build a fucking wall through Big Bend. I've never been to Big Bend. A lot of Texans say it's fucking beautiful, and if you build a wall there, I'm gonna fucking, over my dead body.
climate change, because climate change takes care of heat, snow, whatever you have.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think.
I am off. I'm gonna cut a video up, and then you go to bed. Stay strong, stay frosty. Find some good in your life. Make sure you try to find that work-life balance. If you're fucking struggling, don't be afraid to ask for help. Look for help. Look for local programs. Don't rely on the federal government. Look for local programs, and reach out to someone. Tell them you love them. Hang out with a friend. Hang out with family. It's really important right now to keep those connections. So, bye.